Jonathan, we're going to get to the D Lives in a minute. I want to go to Jonathan, a first time caller out of South Carolina. Jonathan, thank you for calling. You're on the air.
What's going on, Jesse?
All is well. How you doing?
Good, man.
No man is good, but all is well.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got 2 questions about Jesus. I was at church last night, and the preacher was talking about how Jesus had anger.
Right.
And I know on your show you say to overcome anger and everything, and I just wanted to get your take on that.
Did you believe it when the preacher said Jesus had anger?
Well, you know how in the Bible it says that he flipped over the tables or whatever because he was angry. I don't believe he had the anger that you discuss all the time because I've been listening to your show for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I love everything you say, but I just wanted to get your kind of take on, how, do you think Jesus was angry?
No. He had discernment. When you anger is of Satan, right? And when you're into this emotional stuff, you go up and down in emotion. You could be made angry. But Jesus discerned it. He didn't hate it. You can take strong action from discernment. And so when he returned to the table over, he didn't have mama's anger. He had discernment of his father God.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to have lunch with my preacher this Friday, and so I wanted to talk to him about that, and I didn't know what to kind of say.
Make sure he pay for the lunch.
Oh yeah, he said he was paying for the lunch.
Oh, good. And tell him he need to overcome his mama so he can know what real discernment is. He's not going to know what it is until you overcome his mama. He has his mama mindset.
Right, and he also said that Jesus was a passionate person.
See that? I told you. He got his mama.
I've heard you say that he wasn't a passionate person.
He was a dispassionate person. What people don't know is that God's love is not passionate love. It's dispassionate. Mama's love, which comes from her God, is passionate. It's emotion. You overcome emotion because you can be deceived by emotions. And it's not of God. So Jesus was a dispassionate Christ.
And I got another question for you about Jesus, about him coming back. You know how it says in the scriptures that he'll return one day. What's your take on that?
He's already returned inside of you.
Okay, so you don't believe he's going to come out of the clouds? And
he might. I don't know, but I know he's already returned. He lives in you.
Oh, okay. I see now.
He's a spirit.
Right.
How old are you, Jonathan?
I'm 20 years old.
Oh, amazing. You sound older. Have you forgiven your mother?
Yes, I actually forgave her yesterday.
And do you live on your own?
No, sir.
Who you live with?
I live with my mama.
Beta! I live with my mama.
I hear you talk about it all the time, and
why you? And what? Go ahead.
And I've been following your, what you say and stuff. I forgave my father, and then I went and forgave my mother, and it was pretty difficult. And it's like I'm waking up. It's absolutely crazy, and I don't have any anger or resentment anymore. It's weird.
I know.
It's absolutely it's insane. And I was listening to your show, and I think that's my next step is to move out of the house.
You are 20 years old?
Yes.
So what is it like to be living with your mama as an adult male?
Well, my parents, it's a little bit weird because we live out in the country. And so I was kind of born and raised, and I got to, take care of the property because, one, my father, he hasn't really worked. He's kind of been a weak man, I guess you can say, because they had me later in life. And so I think when I was 2 years old, my father, he got to a point where he was suffering with so much, back pain and arthritis and stuff like that, where he couldn't work anymore. So my mom has been working this whole time, and she's like the worker of the house. And so, I kind of watched her work. I used to grow up and she used to do most of the yard work, and, she's the one paying the bills and stuff. And so, I see what you're saying about, the weak father and then the mother, kind of taking the role of the father. And, it's, I see what you're saying, but they don't really, we get along, sort of. We used to actually bicker a lot, so we kind of like parted ways away. Like, we don't really talk to each other that much, but now we've kind of like, we're starting to talk to each other a little bit more. We don't bicker and argue anymore. And, I don't hold any anger or resentment towards any one of them anymore. And it feels great.
What happened when you went to your mother to forgive her?
Well, it was kind of in my mind, and she's working night shift now. So, as you say, Satan, gives you all these excuses, and he was giving me, she could be asleep right now because, she sleeps during the day. Well, anyway, I was taking a break from working because I do yard work, landscaping and stuff for people. And I walked out of the house. I was about to go back to work, and I've got an RV, and the RV door was open. And I was like, oh, well, my mom must be in there because my daddy isn't. And so I was like, well, this is my opportunity. No more excuses. And so I just went and I did it. And I told her, I was like, when I was growing up, I think you're because I used to fight a lot when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of anger in the house. But it hasn't been like that for years now. Well, and I really wasn't necessarily angry at her, but I knew I had to do it because I've been listening to your show for so long. So I went to her and I, forgave her in person. I said, when I was growing up, I think you turned me away from my father because for a long time I think I resented my father for just being weak because all he really does is just sit at the house. He really can't do anything. And,
right.
He used to go to church with us, but then he kind of stopped going, and then everybody stopped going. And then now I've started going back, because I just feel like I need to and I want to. So. And
so what did she say?
She apologized to me, because she kind of saw how she could have done that.
Right.
Because, she was the one that took us to school and all that, and we were with her most of the time. And so when they would fight in the morning or whatever, and we'd get in the car and go, there was a lot of anger from her,
yeah.
Because my dad, he was angry, and so it kind of just passed on through her, and then she was angry, and then, it passed to the kids, I guess.
Yeah. So. And so you live in a trailer, you say?
Well, we have a double wide, but we also have an RV. They bought an RV not that long ago, so
right.
They could do some traveling together.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they have a farm or something that you're working?
Well, it's not a farm. We used to have horses, but we live on 5 acres, and so I gotta cut it, keep everything trimmed and all that. And I also run a little landscaping business myself. I've been doing that since I was 16. And I really didn't start getting serious about saving money until this past year, because I've been listening to you and I've just been waking up. And I'm like, I need to save up. I need to,
yeah.
I got to get out of here one day, you know what I'm saying? And I just turned 20, a few weeks ago, and I'm just like, wow, I'm 20 years old and I'm still living with my parents. I was like, I got to do something about this.
I think that's pretty cool that you have your own landscaping business. That's good. But you got to go find yourself an apartment. And even if you still go over there and cut the grass every other week or whatever you do, you can do that. But
right.
You don't live with her. You need to get out of there.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to develop into manhood living with her. She's not going to let that happen. And when you try to move, she's going to give you all reasons why you should not move. Don't fall for it.
Right. But, yeah, man, I really do agree with what you're saying, and I love what you teach, and I love everything. You really just, my mind is it's expanded so much just listening to you over the past couple of years.
That's good. God is with you. He's allowing you to see. So you're on your way, but you got to keep moving forward. Don't stay there. I'm telling you, you won't develop if you stay there. And again,
right.
Since you own your own landscaping business, which is a very good thing, by the way, I would get more business. I would, if he still wants you to come and cut the grass, I go cut the grass. And but I wouldn't live there. You got to get out of there, and make sure you still save. Always, always save some money. Are you paying rent over there?
I've got to pay a truck note. We got a new truck a couple years ago,
Right.
and it's my work truck, and so I got to pay on that, and my landscaping equipment fees and stuff. You know how the business fees or whatever come in. You have to reinvest in the business, and another thing is winter's kind of coming, and I'm trying to figure out a way. Because landscaping, yard work, it slows down in the winter because everything dies off and stuff. So I'm trying to figure out a way I can kind of keep it going. I'm thinking about. I've been trying to get a job, for the winter.
Yeah.
Last winter I got a job, and to kind of get me by the winter because I don't want to have to, eat up all my savings or whatever.
Right.
Get into the winter.
Yeah, get a job. You can work at a fast food place. You can work at a restaurant or something during the winter and still work
Right.
your business on clear days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So listen, are you paying any rent over there?
No.
Beta!
Gotta love it.
Listen, that's what's holding you back. You need to pay something there. Pay some rent or pay the electric bills or something. Because if you were on your own, you would be doing that. You would have your own business, you would pay for your equipment, and you would be paying rent, and you would be paying for food. So you need to be paying something there until you can get out of there, because paying something there is forcing you to look for more work, to be more responsible and stuff like that. If she is
Right.
not making you pay rent, she is controlling you because you're not developing into a full man.
But see, there's one thing. It's weird because how you say she's controlling me I don't see how she's necessarily. I haven't really felt controlled by her at all.
Right.
She's
Okay.
always kind of had the woman spirit in a way. She's not really controlling.
Well, pay some rent. You see, offer to pay rent or say, "Hey, I'm gonna pay utility." You should be paying something.
Okay.
And then, still save 10%. And the reason I say 10%, because it's easy to put 10% away and then live off the rest. Pay your rent, you invest in your business, but,
Right.
have a little change in your pocket. But you need to be paying something. Do not stay there free.
Right. And another thing I've been kind of I've been trying to get away from is smoking pot.
Pot smoker!
Yeah. I've been cutting back on it.
Why you smoke pot?
Yeah, say that again. What'd you say?
Why do you smoke it?
I don't know. I guess I just like getting high, and my friends smoke it, and it's just, out in the country we like just to chill and smoke a little weed, get high. I guess. I mean,
you're smoking
it's
because
not
you can't deal with full reality.
Yeah, I guess it's not necessarily I'm depressed or anything.
Right, but when depression, at the end of the day or whatever you're doing, it's like a relaxed thing for you. But you're
Right.
only doing that because you're stressing out over life during the day. You don't realize it. But when you overcome that and return to your natural state, even under pressure at work and wherever you are, you won't feel pressure. You will always be relaxed within, so you don't have to go home and take a smoke.
Right, and yesterday when I did forgive my mother, I felt that. I felt like a relaxation from within. Like
Yes.
It was like a peace,
Yes.
inside of me, and it was a crazy feeling. But I mean, I see exactly what you're saying. It's absolutely amazing. I'm telling you.
It's the kingdom of heaven within, and in that kingdom there is nothing but peace, really. And so, I would recommend that you kind of avoid doing it as much as possible. But let's say it gets so hard, you just can't help it. Go ahead and smoke another little joint, but be aware of what you're doing, and you'll lose the appetite. Don't judge yourself for it. Don't call it right or wrong. Just know, what, I'm giving in to stress right now, and it'll fall away. one day you go for it, but you won't have the appetite. It'll be over.
Right.
I wish you well, Jonathan. You're a smart guy.
Well, I appreciate it, Jesse, and I love you so.
Thank you, man. Are you
Keep
dating?
doing what you do.
Are you dating?
Actually, just a few weeks ago, I got out of a relationship because I saw what you were saying about sex controlling you.
Yes.
And yeah, and I kind of started, manning up, and I see it all of my friends and stuff. It's like the woman is like the man of the relationship, and I'm just like, wow,
yeah.
And I even tell them and I show them your show, and I'm just like, y'all have got to man up, because I got my best friend. He just got married, and he married his mama, literally. My other friend I think he's about to get married. I mean, they've been living together for a while now.
Oh,
and,
man.
he's going to marry his mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're very controlling.
Because they have made the woman their God. When you hate your mama, she become your God, and all women become your God. And so,
right.
And when you sex them out of wedlock, they are just they just take even more control of you, and it's hard. You do whatever they want you to do because she's your God.
Yep, it's all about the sex. It's insane. But yeah, I kind of fell away from that. There was some other reasons too of why me and my girl broke up.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I saw what you were saying about how sex is a way of controlling you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. Women are sex dealers, and men are sex addicts. And it ain't love. It's not love. It's no different than smoking pot.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an escape.
Yeah.
It's just something just to feel better.
Exactly.
And you feel crappy afterwards,
That's right.
But we shouldn't have done that,
Yep. Wow. I wish you well, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jesse.
Call me again, man.
Oh, yeah, I will.
And just take one step at a time, and eventually you'll be out of there, and you won't be, it'll be working out the way that it was supposed to work out, all right?
Right. Okay, I will do that.
All right. God bless you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Amazing.